CD1. Track 39.
Houston, we have a problem.
It was the 13th of April 1970, 2 days after the launch of Apollo 13. BBC journalist Reg Turnill was reporting on the mission from the Space Center in Houston. He describes the moment he realized there was a problem with Apollo 13. I looked into mission control just before going to bed. I was going through the door when I heard Jim Lovell say, "Houston, we have a problem." Instead of going to bed, the journalist went back to his desk and stayed there for the next 3 days. Apollo 13's commander, Jim Lovell, together with his colleagues Fred Haise and Jack Swigert, were carrying out NASA's third mission to the Moon. Lovell and Haise were planning to walk on the Moon, but this never happened. Nearly 2 days into the flight, things were going so smoothly that Joe Kerwin, on duty at Mission Control, told the crew, "The spacecraft is in real good shape. We're bored to tears down here." Several hours later, the crew heard a loud explosion. On board the spacecraft, warning lights were flashing. One of the fuel tanks was empty, and one of them was close to zero. 13 minutes after the explosion, Jim Lovell looked out of the hatch. Gas was escaping into space. NASA reacted quickly. They called in all the most experienced astronauts, including Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. They worked day and night with the NASA engineers and the crew of Apollo 13 to find a solution. Both Mission Control and the astronauts remained very calm, but by breakfast time, the media were going crazy. Millions of people were following the events on television. The newspapers reported that the astronauts only had a 10% chance of getting home safely. Meanwhile, on board, the astronauts did not discuss the possibility of not returning home. They were trying to figure out what was happening and how to fix it. Supplies of oxygen and water were running out, but with the help of the engineers at Mission Control, they came up with a plan. The spacecraft orbited the Moon, using its gravity to return to Earth. As the spacecraft left outer space and re-entered into the Earth's atmosphere, nobody knew whether the astronauts would live or die. Under parachutes, the spacecraft appeared through the clouds, and exhausted workers at Mission Control were finally able to breathe a sigh of relief, raise their hands, and cheer. The capsule successfully returned to Earth on Friday, the 17th of April, 1970. It splashed down in the Pacific Ocean near Tonga, where a rescue boat was waiting to recover the 3 astronauts.